How's it going, everyone? So today I'm going to talk about polishing your valve covers and at the very least keeping your intake manifold looking super clean. One of the things that I bought for that are these sanding pads. These are about $12–13. I actually bought the little more expensive one just because they had 300 of them instead of like 150, which you could get for like $8 or something like that. I also bought these abrasion wheels that look like this. Each one has its own grit. It's like 80, 120, 360, and like 400, something like that. Each color is corresponds to different grit size. And I got these for the inside, in between hard to get places. And this one is mostly for the outside. These are 2-inch pads, so we'll be able to cover a good amount of area while at the same time keeping some accuracy. Now, as you can see, I already did kind of start on this. I was doing it by hand, and I was also using a little Dremel attachment, just those sanding rocks, and it makes it a lot more difficult. When you use the Dremel and the sanding blocks, it was basically leaving more marks, so I would have to sand longer by hand. So we're going to avoid all that and go the easy way and the most efficient way, which is using these little attachments. And I will link those in the description box below and in the comments. So if you are interested in those, saving yourself some time and no pain to your hands, then check those out. And for keeping the intake manifold runners and the intake manifold clean, I actually found that Barkeeper's Friend, which is like at $2–3 at Walmart. I think it's $1.96 actually. You can just wet this down, sprinkle it on, let it sit for 20 to 30 seconds, and then with a cleaning sponge, you can just scrub and wipe it off, and it'll come out super clean. So we're going to take these away for now. Set these aside. Use our 5mm hex. You guys have seen this before if you're watching my other videos on taking these apart. Alright, so we take that off and loosen this one. Alright, so we take that off. Now we're left with this area over here. Now you want to be mindful of your electrical connectors, and it might even be a really good idea to disconnect your battery to prevent any shorts or damage to your electrical system from water. So what you're gonna do is probably wet sand it afterwards, just to get that really bright shine. And I would probably do these first and then take the coils off once you're ready to get inside there. Alright, so you just take your garden hose or spray bottle and set it to mist, and then just kind of mist the metal. So now you take your drill and put your attachment on there with the sanding pad. And so if you want to start off, you could start off with probably 400. If it's really dirty and you really need to get through it more, you could probably start off with like 120 or something like that. And once it's wet like this, just go ahead and start. Just go in even spaces like this. So basically the idea is to just sand it with the pad, and then once it's cleared up like that, you can see the metal, you go up to the next grit. So after 400 you want to go maybe to like 600, and then 800, and then about 1,000. After 1,000 you could probably use the aluminum polish, and then it should come out really nice. So let's finish on with this over here. You can see all the stuff coming off. And if it's on the car, you don't have to worry about this part right here as much, because it's going to be hidden underneath the plastic. So, you know, you can make this really quick, or as take as long as you want. So just go ahead and finish up, and then we'll go to the next stage. So you can actually do the same thing on the air injection as well with one of these abrasive wheels. Just put on the drill and then keep going. Basically keep going until the silver is out. And you can actually do the same thing to this as well. Okay, so then once you're done with that area, you can do this part over here. Now you put on your abrasion wheel, and then you can just basically do it like this. You want to put something inside your oil cap area so you don't get any debris in there. Just want to be careful not to get any stuff where it shouldn't go. So go ahead and do this for all the areas across the plugs, the coils, so you can remove them. And again, place something inside the spark plug hole so that way you don't get any debris inside your engine. So once that is done, you want to do this sort of motion. It'll take a long time, but eventually it'll be shiny. Alright, so once you finish polishing it with the sandpaper, the higher grit you go, like for example 1500 or 2000, and the more time you spend on sanding, the overall product will be a lot better. So it's up to you to decide how far you want to take this project. You can do it really quickly, or you can take your time and make sure it's really perfect. So we're somewhere in between there, and as you can see, it already has like a reflective kind of look to it. That's because of the high speed 2000 grit and 1500 grit polishing that we did. So now we put on some mag and aluminum polish to remove all the swirl marks and give it that final shine. And these are the two products that you can use. I like this one a lot better. This one turns out a lot better than this one, but I haven't seen this in the stores anymore. So and this is a really old one that I've had for a really long time, and I still haven't ran out, but it's really good. So I'm wondering if they changed it to this one, but regardless, if I find it, I'll post a link in the description to a link on Amazon that you can buy one. And so that's up to you what you want to go with, but we're gonna go with this one right here. So I took off the spark plugs, or the spark plug coils, and unplugged the stuff. Of course, this is still loose like that. You want to dry it off, and you can apply this with some paper towel, and I'll show you that in a second. Alrighty, so here's a little chunk of it right here, and basically you want to take your paper towel, put it over it, and just rub it on the surface. And as you rub it, you'll notice that it's going to turn black, and when it turns black, that's the kind of compound or the mixture kind of interacting with the aluminum. So it's chemically reacting to the aluminum. So you want to just keep doing this until it turns black. So as you can see, it's reacted to it well. Now for the final wipe, I like to use a microfiber towel. So go ahead and grab your microfiber towel and rub it. And you can see the black stuff comes off. So I'm just gonna do that one section right there, but you can actually see how polished it came out, and basically takes off the scratch marks. You don't really see it. So if you do like one or two or three applications, all the scratch marks from leftover from the 2000 grit, they're gonna come off. So there you go, and continue to finish the rest of it and we'll see how it looks. Okay, so once you're done with the valve cover, it looks really good. It's not completely finished yet. We're gonna do one more final polish once everything's put together. But if you want to stop at this point, you're more than welcome to. If you want to do the intake manifold, you can do that. I actually only do the runners. I won't do the intake manifold itself, just because it's super hard to get into all those places, and it's gonna take a really long time to be able to get that to come out looking really good. So one option is you can actually paint the intake manifold and then polish the runners, or it's up to you what you want to do, or paint the whole thing. So we can go ahead and start on it. I'm going to use some 800 grit to start off, because these are really, it doesn't take much to get through them, get through that coating, as you can see. So as you can see, it doesn't take that long at all to get that silver looking finish out. So once you have that silver looking finish, the aluminum polish will just cut right through it and make it shine really well. So go ahead and do all four. Alright, so here's the final product. I think it looks pretty good. Again, the longer you spend on it, the better the results will become. As you can see, there's a mirror finish, and mine is a 2005, so I have air injection. So I actually did the air injection as well as the little breather tube that goes down. But overall, again, the longer you spend on it, the better it will come out. So if you're gonna do it, might as well set aside some good time for it. And it really makes the engine bay pop, especially with all the plastics covering it on the sides. Now the next thing I'm probably going to get is a spark plug cover to cover the spark plugs. That'll really give it a really good look. I might just get a Lotus one and put it on there, so that way it will have a really like a finished look to it. So this is the product. Again, all the stuff that I used, I'm going to link it down in the description box below. If you guys like this video, please share it with your friends. Thank you for your feedback and subscribing to me, as well as following me on Instagram. I really appreciate it, you guys. Thank you guys for letting me know what you guys want to see on the channel. Again, we're back into the Celica world, and I'm excited to make more videos. And again, everything that I use is in the description box below. So thank you guys. Have a wonderful day.